Yo, it's Big Papito, executive producer at T.R.U. And today we're gonna break down the beat for Sleepy Rose at the dinner. Let's get it.
Get in that bitch, we gon' break it. Paprika me, you know I'm gon' shake it. This a different me, and no, I ain't faking. Show the boy for cat, they know he ain't taking. Pepper make me nigga on clean as a bitch. You don't sleep, you better not forget the list. Send it here, you better not even try this. I'm on probation, just drop on my shit.
Well, me and Sleep been locked in for a long time. Like, we've been knowing each other since 2019. And we have this chemistry. We just have this, like, this chemistry where we're gonna bring you, like, I'm not even gonna lie, we're gonna bring you, like, the best of rap. Like, that's just us. That's what we're bringing to the table. Like, and if you're not tuned in, you're just not tuned in. You gotta tap in. I was at my cousin's house, and he had these Atom V5 set up, and he had them on top of the bar in the kitchen. So to use his setup, you would have to stand up, actually. Like, you know, I just get my natural itch to make a beat. And it was just something about standing up and making a beat, you know? Like, usually a lot of people make beats sitting down on chair, you know, sitting in their chairs. But in this situation, I was standing up. And for some reason, I think that's what gave me the drive in this record. My cousin came out like, yo, that shit hard. I was like, yeah, that's hard. It was undeniably hard because we played it like 3 times and we kept saying it was hard. So it was hard. So I held the beat. I didn't know who I wanted to send it to. Like, I just held on to it. I was gonna send it to 2 Chainz, but I knew we were tapped in on a whole nother vibe. It didn't take long, like probably like the 3rd day after listening to it, I was like, oh, I gotta give this to Sleepy. So I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna give it to that nigga, cause he gonna body that shit. I didn't get to give it to him until like 3 weeks later, shit you not. And it's not that we weren't even seeing each other. We was in the studio, but we would be knocking out other things. And I was just like, man, I felt like if I played it for him at certain times when I saw him, like he wasn't gonna fuck with it. And that's just like, that's just natural. It's okay for an artist to feel like they not fucking with something because they're artists, you know? A lot of producers get, you know, eaten up when artists don't choose their beat or these, you know, you just gotta understand it's all about a vibe. You gotta understand the artist, you gotta understand their mindset, something personal happened to them. So, you know, it's all about what they're feeling. And you have to be a producer and produce towards their feeling. So one day I was at our bar. We just made these fire-ass hats that we got. I get a text, Sleepy text me. He's like, I'm up here working. Shit, Tech was here too, our manager. So we was like, I just knew it was just a really nice session because like we was in this room. So I was like, I know, shit, I'm about to come up in here and play some shit. Shit, he was working with a few people, Bezo, Ricky. They cut like 3 songs before I even got here. So like I'm just listening to all this fire. I'm like, damn, this shit hard. So Sleep come out the booth, he's like, Papito, what's up? I'm like, what's good, bro? I'm over there working on some pants and shit. He's like, you got something for me? I'm like, yeah. I pulled up that beat and literally the man says, you must have been saving this shit for me. I was like, look at God. I was. He didn't waste no time. He got up in there. MBU fucked the folk 12. You know, the way he started riding on the beat. Like, I put an intro in the beat, and I just expected him to just like talk shit over it in there. But he rapped on the intro. As soon as everybody heard the beat, literally everybody just looking around like going like, what the fuck? My homie Drumlord was in here. He was like, yo, that's crazy. You know, it was one of those moments. I knew it was something because it just made sense. But yeah, let's talk about this beat. The first important thing that I did in this beat was lay the keys. I kind of gave it that natural, like, back in the day trap feel. Yeah. Just to give it a vibe, you know, like I like keys. I like keys that feel haunting, so it had to give it like a haunting trap vibe, like almost menacing. but not too over, not overdo, don't overdo it, but just menacing enough. So we start adding, after that, like, I just felt like I got the formula. I didn't put too many sounds in there. I wanted the keys to really be the important part. I layered the keys. You gotta layer your keys, man. Go ahead, layer your keys with just the octave of the root note. I took the root note of the chords. You feel me? It just adds more suspense. Yeah, yeah, you feel it. It give you chills. So after that, that's like the first 8 bars. That's what you get. Like, after the intro, the first 8 bars, that's what you get. The keys and the lower octave keys just to build it up. The next 16 is just straight up the whole verse. When I do my drums, man, I'm not gonna lie, like, I really just kind of find my pocket for, like, just sounds and things of that nature, cause when you do your drums, you have to take into consideration that, of course, there's a million ways you can do your drum patterns, but you have to know that at that moment, that's when it's important to objectify who you're making a beat for. You can't put no drill drum pattern on there and, give it to SZA, because SZA doesn't do drill music. Although that would be an interesting, combination. Anyways, you guys get the point. So to be, it's okay to be objective and make sure you're out here trying to give the right beat to the right artist. I have just a hi-hat. That's the open hat. And the triangle, like, very simple. I kept the beat really simple, cause, like, you want the beat to have enough room for the artist to flow, and that's really important. So I didn't do too much. 808s are nasty in this shit. Of course, Pito Baby gonna give you the nastiest 808 possible. I'm not trying to fuck up your eardrums, but I'm just trying to make you feel something. You get it? Okay. Yeah. Yeah. That 808 is nasty. 808 was so nasty. And that's what really made me keep the beat at that type of vibe. Like, it was like, God damn. I didn't even put a kick on the 808. And listen, there's nothing really wrong with leaving a kick out or putting a kick in. It's music, guys. That's the point. You have to create, do things out of the norm, try something different. A lot of times, it's always those guys who try something different that get ridiculed, but they change the game. So, I ain't putting no kicks on this 808. It was no need. So, after that, I did all that. I came up with the verse, and this is how that shit sounded. Yeah. Brought the chords back in to create tension. Yeah. And then build it up. And then so when I make beats in phases because I'm more of a storyteller, right? I work with storytellers. Sleepy is an amazing storyteller. 2 Chainz, everybody in T.R.U. is a fucking amazing storyteller. I really just like to challenge rappers and artists and put a next phase into the beat that takes it up another notch, that gives them a more refreshing platform to rap on, so the listeners are still enticed. That's just my preference as a producer. A lot of other producers do it. A lot of other producers do 4 phases in their beats. The next 16 bars. So like this phase, what I did was I switched the 808 out. Of course, I know the other 808, I know y'all like, Papito, the other 808 was, no, listen, I said phases. We have to like bring more to the table. I swap out the short, fat 808 for something really rolling and keep the song going. I come from an orchestra and band background, so I'm used to hearing that type of switch up. And usually it's easier than a lot of people think. You just have to mess around and see what type of techniques you want to put up. But this part, as soon as this gets played in the club, it's like, yeah. And then I put a little whip in the 808. You know what I'm saying? It just whips, like, snap a nigga neck in the club, like, doom, 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 yeah. What? Yeah. And then I added a counter melody. Man. One, two, three, four. Yeah. And you feel that, like, wow, I just went to another planet. That's how you do that. That's how you do that. All together, we have this. Yeah. Running straight back into the hook. Right into the hook again. Feel me? That's how that came. And the last but not least, what I did was this intro. Little sauce. Little sauce. We talking about gravy at the dinner. We talking about, what's that shit? Consomme. Sauce. A lot. Drip. I swear, when God made me, he just took all the, just tipped it. Oops. You know what I mean? Oops. That's what I did when I did this beat. Oops. That's what Sleep did when he did this song. Oops. Y'all had to be here, because this is a part of history. Everybody wants to be at the dinner table. Remember Solange made that project called A Seat at the Table? Don't touch my head. Nope. Y'all can't touch this beat. I'm telling you. And that's how we got at the dinner, you know what I'm saying? Really, really good stuff here, man. I can't even be mad at people, man.
Me and Papito sitting at the dinner. Yeah.
Big Papito. Big Papito.
I'm just sitting back smoking my pen. Yeah, put a cotton ball in right here. You know, talking you left. Let the shit soak in. Yeah, you know what? Okay, then kick the door in. Get in that bitch, we gon' break it. Paprika me, you know I'm gon' shake it. This a different me, and no, I ain't faking. Charge the boy for cat, they know he ain't taking. Pepper me, nigga, I'm clean as a